and sisters, rise for prayer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful. So, Master's Day of Judgment in which we now live, the alone do we serve, and the alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, guide us on the right path, path of those upon whom thou bestow thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say he, Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness and none is to be served, worship, praise beside Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is our true servant and last apostle. Ameen. We'd like to acknowledge the brothers and sisters that sent us the greetings of Assalamu Alaikum. We have Brother Elijah Shabazz from Chase City, Virginia. We have Yusuf Shabazz from Newport News, Virginia. We have Minister Al-Muttaqeen Ali from Philly. We have Brother Secretary Rahman Omar and Brother Minister Mahdi Muhammad from Washington, D.C. We have Abdul Ali from Tampa, Florida. And we have Brother Mutakabir Ali from New Jersey. Brother Rahman and Sister Akila. Thank you. All right, and I'd like to say in the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, and in the name of his last and greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I'd like to greet the brothers with the Nation of Islam's greeting words of peace of Assalamu Alaikum. And we want to continue talking about the actual facts board, which one will survive the War of Armageddon. And we want to put extra emphasis on which one. We want to make the distinction between Christianity and Islam as far as what the messenger was talking about, not the new school Islam. We always want to make the distinction between the new school Nation of Islam and the Nation of Islam under the messenger. And we want to start with the November 2nd, 1972 Jet magazine. And in this magazine, it featured James Brown. And this shows the difference between Muslims in the no-nonsense Nation of Islam and Muslims in the new school Nation of Islam. Because when the messenger was on the scene, Muslims believed that when he said which one will survive, Islam was the only thing that was going to survive, as taught by the messenger. That's how they felt. They didn't think that other black people was doing something that was good too. That's just facts. When you read, that's why I always encourage Muslims to read the old Muhammad Speaks newspaper. You can go on the Muhammad Speaks website, go to Vintage Muhammad Speaks, and just read through some of it. Just click on it and just read through it. But this Jet magazine, which was November 2nd, 1972 Jet magazine with James Brown. James Brown said, "I'm doing a benefit for the black Muslims. The show is scheduled next summer at Yankee Stadium in New York, and I'm giving the Muslims all the proceeds to help them build a hospital. I'm doing the benefit for the Muslims because there are Negroes walking around saying, I feel like the Muslims, but they won't tell the white man that. The black Muslims believe in race pride and self-help of black people. I do too." Muslims wasn't dealing with these entertainers like, oh, I just like James Brown. James Brown was saying something about the message. Them facts. You never in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper saw a Muslim like with Kanye West, like, let's just take a picture. Nah. Everything Muslims did, it was supporting Islam. All praise due to Allah. You could tell that Islam was the only thing Muslims did. You could tell they was going to the temple Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday for an FOI class and MGT class. You could tell, because they wasn't talking about nothing else. They wasn't associating with lost founds for nothing else. It wasn't like we just like James Brown. It wasn't nothing. Islam wasn't like that back in the day. And you don't get that feeling when you listen to Muslims write their articles in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. You don't get the feeling like they just talking about something that they like. This was their life. This was what they do every day. So when they wrote their articles, you could tell, like, this is a Muslim. It wasn't like how today, when you have Muslims, all Muslims want to do now is attract people to them talking. You know, I got a big meeting. I attract a few thousand people, 10,000, 50,000, however many thousand just to hear me speak. But when the messenger was alive, every time you read in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper and there was a big rally, they was talking about donating money to a program of the messenger. Either building a hospital, farmland, schools, Muhammad Speaks newspaper, white H&G. You wasn't a minister for the messenger and you just attracted people to listen to you talk. So you can tell them how much you the #1 student for the messenger. That's new school Islam with all that. All these wise brothers. Nah, when the messenger was alive, this is brother named Minister Yusuf Aziz. This in October 19th, 1973, Muhammad Speaks. Brother Yusuf Aziz was Joe Tex. He was a singer. No sooner Joe Tex accepted Islam, the messenger made him a minister. So how hard is it for you to tell people about the messenger's program? It don't take no genius to do that. Because it was the messenger's program. With Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali failed the ASVAB to get into the military. They had to lower the standards of the test so he could pass it. He said that when he was in high school, the reason why he graduated because the teachers liked him. He said that. But when he joined the nation, what the messenger make him a minister? How hard is it to tell people about the messenger? All praise is due to Allah. You didn't have all these brothers so wise when the messenger was alive. You didn't have that. And if you read the Muhammad Speaks newspaper, you would not get the impression that the messenger left some brother to be in charge. It's the messenger's program. If we push the messenger's program, that's all they was doing in. It wasn't like it was some special brother. Because they even wrote articles about the messenger talking about how he never went to these black tie events. They used to talk about how these other black leaders would come and would always want to be seen. Like when a white man had something special, you know Jesse Jackson got to be there. You know what I'm saying? You got to be seen with the who's who of white people. The messenger never did that. He never did that. He was focused on the black nation. Sometimes he would refuse to be interviewed by white reporters. He would want a black one to report, to do it on him. And another thing about the messenger that's different from these other black leaders, you had to make an appointment to see the messenger. It wasn't like the messenger was out at some black event and you saw the messenger and he taking a picture with you, trying to make the lost founds think he relevant. No, when you saw a brother or a sister with the messenger, they made an appointment to see him. It wasn't like they just saw him. When Wallace turned hypocrite, in 1964, he was on a radio show, Dog and the Messenger. So he was talking about how he wanted to see the messenger for something. Because he was just talking. He wasn't even really making this a point. But he was saying to the radio host, I had to make an appointment to see my father. The radio host was like, that's your father, like you his son. You mean to tell me you got to make an appointment? He was like, everybody that goes see my father have to make an appointment. Everybody. So when you see people with the messenger, they wanted to see him. They had to make an effort to see the messenger when the messenger was alive. But now, brothers will go to where these lost founds are just to be seen. And then you take a picture with them. They ain't saying nothing about the program, ain't saying nothing about the messenger. I just like him. You know, like the Black Panther movie, and I like using this as an example. How did that help Muslims? How did that help how did that help lost founds when they seen Muslims going to this movie say, well, I think I want to go to a Muhammad's temple. Where they got a Muhammad's temple at? That's new school Islam. You just like Black Panther. They talking black. They ain't talking about the messenger, but they talking about some kind of black stuff. I like that. Even though the messenger spoke against tribal Africa. Every time he talked about Africa, he talked against tribal Africa. Every time. But I like it. I'm a Muslim. I like it. It's about me. It's not about the nation. It's not about all for one, one for all. I like it. So that's good enough for me to go and support it. I don't care what you think about that. But when the messenger was alive, there's no big eyes and little U's. All praise is due to Allah. Just like back in the day with the captains. I heard a story that the captain didn't like that the brothers was having these homemade suits. And this is military. This is back when the messenger was alive. So he told the brothers, stop wearing these homemade suits. He ain't had to go all off into, well, did the messenger say? He the captain. We hear and obey. So if he said, stop wearing it. That's military. That's when the messenger was, well, where, how? It's like the brothers just told that. Like when we had movie night. The messenger didn't tell us to have movie night. But movie night is in the framework of what he taught. We use common sense and good judgment. All praise is due to Allah. So if what you saying don't go against the teachings, the messenger might not directly say, okay, I want y'all to have movie night in October. But if it goes with the program, hear and obey. Hear and obey. But moving further, with Joe Tex, this brother had just became a Muslim, and the messenger made him a minister. And it says, and this was him doing a fundraiser for the hospital in Detroit. He came to Detroit. It says an enthusiastic audience of several thousand turned out Sunday, September 9th, at the Adele E. Stevenson Auditorium to support Messenger Muhammad's hospital benefit drive. Minister Yusuf Aziz, formerly known as Joe Tex, was the main speaker, and his fine presentation brought coin of the realm from the purses of the professional men and women, well as those from the business and political class. So you see how the Muhammad speech said his fine presentation. He wasn't doing nothing special. He just telling the people about the messenger's program. But he did a fine job doing it. Then it goes on to say, before turning the meeting over to the guest speaker, host Minister Hasty Muhammad warned black politicians against trying to lead our black people away from their salvation behind Messenger Muhammad's proven programs. So everybody there to support the messenger's program. It ain't about Brother Joe Tex. It ain't about Minister Hastings. It ain't about these politicians. The messenger got a program. We building a hospital. What can you do to help us? That's all praise due to Allah. And then you had the brother Minister Haziz. He went to California. And this was in the May 18th, 1973 Muhammad Speaks. And the first one that I read was from the October 19th, 1973. But in this one, the headline is, once famous entertainer now helps Muhammad raise funds for the hospital. So they letting it be known, this brother used to be out in the dead world with the sport and play. But now, he helping the messenger. It was a difference. It wasn't the same. It wasn't, he used to do that. We could use James Brown, if you want to help the messenger, but we trying to bring you out of that. So they saying, once famous entertainer now helps Muhammad raise funds for the hospital. Then it says, formerly known as Joe Tex, the ex-showman, now minister for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, held fundraising drives in 11 major Southern California cities where thousands heard the dynamic minister, who at the summit of his profession turned away from blinding glare of the limelight to become minister of the messenger of Allah. Then it said, once inside, after opening remarks and introduction by Minister Abdul Karim, Minister Haziz informed the predominantly youthful audience, I don't come here to sing and dance, nor to tell any funny jokes. I come to bring you the truth. That's how they used to come. No nonsense. I ain't here for games. I used to play games. I used to be out there with the white man, because Brother Haziz used to be on fire for the messenger. When you read his articles, he used to tell them straight up, I never do nothing for the white man no more. He was like, I used to sing and dance, turn tricks for the white man, but now I'm with Muhammad. Like, it was fiery, and it was all praise due to Allah. And he was happy to tell everybody, I used to do that. That's what I used to do, but now I'm a Muslim. That's how Islam used to be. It wasn't all of this, we just sympathizing with everything. It was like you coming in and helping us. That's how it was. It wasn't no shame. Like, you can't help the messenger program, why you can't help them? It wasn't nothing like Muslims was ashamed, like, nah, man. What can you do to help the messenger? The #1 program. He got the #1, Muhammad Speaks, the fish, all that. What can you do to help him? You know what I'm saying? You didn't see lost founds influencing Muslims. You didn't see Muslims in the Muhammad Speaks trying to, use movies and songs and stuff to show the lost found, look, we cool too. It wasn't none of that. It was straight up the messenger. Then we have another one. This is the October 9th, 1964, Muhammad Speaks. And they got Jim Brown in there. A whole page on Jim Brown. Now what you think Jim Brown talking about? Jim Brown was the #1 football player when the messenger was alive. But what you think he was talking about when they had him in the Muhammad Speaks? He was talking about how he support the Messengers program. That's all he was talking about. Ain't nobody want to hear nothing about your football. What you think about what you about to tell the people about the Messengers program? Because either way, we getting the lost found. That was the purpose. We gonna get them with you being an entertainer, or we gonna get them when you convert. But the purpose of us being with you is to, what you got to say about the Messengers program? Do you like it? Yes, no? What you think is good about it? You know what? That's what Muslims was about when the Messenger was alive. It wasn't about how I like you. It was a brotherhood thing. All of the Muslims was pushing it. That's why it was so strong. All the Muslims was pushing the Messenger. All the Muslims felt like it's about the Messenger. And that's why what made it so strong. I remember reading the article of the white man who came and the reporter who came to Clara Muhammad's funeral when he seen the FOI. He talked most of his article about what he saw by looking at these brothers. He was talking about how orderly it was. He was talking about how other black leaders needed security. They needed the police. He was like, but Muhammad has an army. And he was just so impressed. He was talking about how when he walked in, a Muslim would look at him one time and wouldn't pay him no more mind. After they saw he was in there, knew he was there, didn't pay him no more mind, was fellowshipping with brothers. They didn't pay him no mind, and he thought that was like, most of the time when I go to black people's events, the white people, you know, we special, but I come here with the Muslim, they ain't paying me no attention. That's what he was talking about. He was talking about how when he heard Brother John Shabazz, I think it was, he said, okay, now, you know, everybody who's going to the funeral, we ask that you would get up and go to your cars. That white man was like, he said that, but you could tell the Muslims knew that mean get up and go right now. That's what he said. He said he was talking about how John Shabazz said it so calm. But he said when he saw the reaction of the Muslims, he could tell it was something else under that. It was like, nah, if you going, get up and go and get to your cars now. Not, I'm about to find my keys and all of that. Because he was talking about the orderly fashion that Muslims just got up and left and got in the procession and was going to the funeral site. It was like, wow, the stuff that white people used to notice about Muslims is different now. You can't say that about Muslims. It's not the togetherness like how it's just for the Messenger. I'm not supporting nothing that don't have nothing to do with the Messenger. That's how Muslims used to be when the Messenger was alive. And that's why I say that all Muslims should go and read the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. All praise is due to Allah. We don't want to prolong time, brothers and sisters. So I leave you as I came in the Nation of Islam's greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum.
Brother Minister Khalil, Shabazz, on the other hand, he just spoke with Allah. I'd like to say in the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad, true and living God, we forever thank him for reigning upon our midst of the divine leader, teaching guide, in the person of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. May the peace and blessings of Almighty God, Allah, forever be upon him. We're truly grateful on his coming and giving us this last and greatest message leader, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'd like to say to back Brother Minister up, he's actually right. He's right on point. It's not like today. It's not like it was back in the day. I thank Almighty God Allah for being a part of one back in the day, and I can bear witness to what he said. The thing he said was the truth, because it was about the message. It was about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings and programs. It was about getting the lost found, getting the dead. It wasn't about showboating how many you have and I'm this and I'm that. It was no little lies and big U's. It was all about him. And it was like, if it was like that today, we'd be way advanced than what we are. Because we have so many of today want to be the big I. They want to be the boss over all. This is what the message have taught us. All of them want to be the big boss over all. And that's dangerous. It causes division. It causes trouble to each individual brother or sister. It's dividing. And back in the day, the messenger laid that program out. And this is what we did. We worked hard. We soldiered. It was a true brotherhood, a true sisterhood. And we did the work. And today, there's a lot of confusion. See, I want to read something. First, this is what the messenger said. And I got this out of I can't think of it. Theology at Time. He said, the messenger said, truth will irritate you. Truth will irritate you. That's something. He said, truth is a little thing that irritates you. Why will it irritate you? Because you're not truthful. Or we're not truthful. See, truth is truth. It don't make no difference what world it's in. If it's in the dead world or in the world of righteousness. Truth is truth. And it irritates the guilty one. It just irritates you. Oh, you can't stand it. You have to get away from it. It's hard to accept. But by us living in this day, resurrection, all of us, what's in us is going to be brought out of us. And it's a good thing that we can let it out. Because it's poison. It's like you have a boil. Say a boil come out over your body, some parts of your body, or my body. That's poison. It want to get out. We want it's got to get out because it's to the head. And if you don't let it out, it's going to destroy you. But when you let it out and it oozes out, you start feeling a little better. See? Because that poison, that falsehood, or that conniving and deceitfulness is coming out of us. And I thought I wanted to share that with you. Praise be to Allah, I wanted to share that with you. Irritate you. That's something in it. I looked at it and I said, wow, I never gave that a thought. I looked at it and, the message was on point. And everything that he did, brothers and sisters, it was for you and I. It was for the betterment of you and I. Because he loved us more than we loved ourselves. And Allah chose the right one. We know this is the fall of America. We know this. It's not surprising to you and I. It shouldn't be, the message say. We should not be surprised. We should not be surprised. Because the devil's time was up in 1914. And he said this is the day of rest. Because the white man that's ruled us, we've been up for 6,000 years. Now, in the 7,000 year, it's our day. This is our day now. He had rest. When it said rest, his world, not our world, his world. You understand? We're very fortunate to be followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So we better take advantage of this. Because he said that some of us are surprised. And we shouldn't be. So a lot of them go astray. They go astray, he said. They go in and out of the truth. They come in and out of truth. They waver. They come in, they go out. They come in, they go out. They understand in here and misunderstand. Understand? This is truth. So we as believers, we must uphold the truth. Mere belief counts for nothing unless carried into practice. We're witness bearers. We uphold the truth. The truth of what? Any truth. Baby, tell like any truth. Any truth. This is what we're upholding. The messenger said we give the devil credit if he's truthful. As long as it does not conflict with our religion, we obey the devil. We respect the white man. See? So these kind of things. So we have to respect ourselves first before we get respect. But nevertheless, this is the end of the white man's rule. And the messenger say, when you had a knowledge of yourself, your God, your religion, your culture, you're not no slave anymore. You're not a slave anymore. The power has been broken. The power and authority of the white man's rule has been broken. Why has that authority of the white man's rule have been broken? Because you have got to understand. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad has given us an understanding from Almighty God Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And we, brother saying, we hear and obey. As long as it's not conflicting with our religion. If I'm telling you the truth, we have to accept that fact as truth, and especially if I can back it up. The messenger said this. He said, now, he was talking to Christians. He said, now, if you got something better than me, I'll take my followers and come and follow you. But he said, now, but it's the intelligent thing. Now, if I have something better than you, you should do the same. They never could prove him wrong. They never did want to get with him. See, they never wanted to, some of them would secretly go, but the majority of, the mass majority of them, they didn't want to get with the messenger. They was in love with the devil. See? But here we are. We got a chance to do something to help in the cause of Islam. And what great opportunity, we're making history. I got something else for you and I want to share with you. I like doing this because it helps me too. It helps me too. And who is it here now? Come on here now. Man. Here we go. I wrote it down, but you can go check it and look it out for yourself. Now, it's in the Holy Quran. The cave. The cave. It's verse 36, footnote 1501. When it says that the doom, we talking about the hour, when it's talking about the hour. See, we want to get spooked and get hung up and say the hour, then everything is through. Now, we're not talking about that kind of hour. So with that hour, everything is through. You through. If we ain't right. So we don't worry about that kind of hour. It's saying the hour or the hour of doom. Let me get this right. It says by the hour. When you go to 1501, footnote, by the hour is meant the hour of doom which must overtake every people who reject the truth. He didn't say just the white man. He didn't say just the devil. Every one of us who reject the truth. I don't care what kind of truth it is. If truth is truth. It's like a two-headed sword. Truth, no truth. It don't discriminate. If you're not truthful, it's gonna cut your head off. It's not for that. It's just for truth. So if we reject it, whatever truth we reject it, we heading for doom. You can't accept one truth if the messengers tell us to teach us. You accept one truth and they reject the other. Just like you can't accept Allah and reject His messenger. You got to accept both. So we have to accept the truth for what it is. Truth is truth. See? Star get prophets. If they're not truthful, if they're not submitting to what the messenger taught, that star gonna catch them. Justice gonna get them. And it always prevail. Islam, it's always prevail. Believe me, truth always prevail. I don't care what world it's in. It's always gonna be the winner. And those who reject the truth gonna be the loser. That's me, all of us. But we go back. Let me go back here. This is Christianity versus Islam. It didn't say Islam versus Christianity. Well, you can use it either way. I like just the way it is. The message said Christianity versus Islam, because they losing. They losing. They got to overtake Islam. See, and that's not going to happen. It never had happened. History proves itself. Never have it ever happened before. Islam always was the winner. The believers always was the winner. And the believers always will be the winner. Praise be to the Lord. It's the believers. The Holy Quran speaks of a winner. And we know the man of Elijah Muhammad was a plain one. So all he was, a winner, a messenger. And the Holy Quran said that it spoke of a plain one who will be sent to you, whose words will be easy to understand. This is the Holy Quran saying this. Allah raised up one. He said, and he also said that he was raised up among the people. He wasn't a stranger. So the people couldn't say that on air or a foreigner. He was like them. He raised up from among them. So this should have no doubt that he was the messenger. See? He spoke the same language. See? He suffered the same suffering. Like you were, and like we did. So there shouldn't be no doubt whatsoever. The messenger said, if you doubt me, don't follow me. This is a warning for you and I to know that we had a messenger, and to understand and trust in Allah, and don't underestimate his power, because he has the power of all things. He knows all what we think before we think it. This is our God. He knows our devious thoughts if we have them. He knows it. So this is it's nothing to play with. This is serious. Your life depends on it. Praise be to Allah. Your life depends on it. I know mine depends on it. Your life, all our lives depend on this here. Because this is the last days, what we're living in. And those who are sincere gonna make it. Those who not gonna make it. So if we start on the fence, we can't. We gotta make our mind up. Which one you gonna serve? Which God are you gonna serve? You either gonna serve the God of righteousness, or you're gonna serve the God of wickedness. You can't serve two masters. We can't do it. This is the time here. This is the day of decision. This is the day of decision. This is coming out. This is separation. The wheat from the tare. This is separation time here. The righteous from the wicked. This is the days of separation. You can play with it if you want. We can play with it if you want. We won't make it. I pray Allah I make it. I'm trying my best. Praise be to Allah. You say try your best. Well, you're not trying. I'm going to try harder then. See? Because I don't want to burn up. Oh, I don't want to burn up. Especially up here. That's where it gets you. Now, I'm talking about literally. I'm talking about that fire. If it's real fire, that fire that just destroy everything. I'm talking about this fire, this distress fire. See? Up in our brains while Allah get us when we don't submit. You get up in the morning, I'm telling you something. When I was out there, I went out there when the downfall of the temple, the whole nation. You know nothing about it. No joke. You think he a spook? Do you think 1 minute that you're getting away with something? You're not getting away with nothing. You can get away with a thing. He's merciful. He's all forgiving. It ain't like he just like you because you do what you want to do. No, he don't like you or me if we do what we want to do. Don't like you. You wouldn't like your son or your daughter if they don't do what you tell them to do. You have a problem with that. So the God got a problem with you and me when we disobey him. Same thing. Same thing. It's the truth of it. Back in the day, You don't know what it's like. I don't think you know. I don't know. You might, you may not. I don't know. But I'm telling you how I feel and what happened when you go that way. You're either going the right way or you're going the wrong way. We can't justify nothing if it's not in accord with what the messenger taught. That's just facts. We have to get with it. We have to ship in or ship out. You either accept it or reject it. Have you ever got out and looked out and just grieved? Have that ever happened to you? Just grieved, the stomach, just grieving, hurting inside. When you go to bed at night, you hope day comes, because you can't sleep. That's how I get you. And if we hadn't got there, and we're still not submitting, that's where you're headed. That's where we're headed. I'm going to tell you some of the things that you're going to feel. You be glad to wake up. And when you wake up and you're running around and things happen, you be glad to go to sleep. That's right. Fighting. Get on back to the temple. You know what you're doing. You know you were wrong. Get on back there. You know where you're supposed to be at. But you out here. Self. Telling me. Get on back there. Took me 10 years. I told you this once before. 10 years to get back. Suffered. That's right, suffered. Never smoked dope in my life. Start smoking it. Because when you out there, you out there. You can't swallow no fence. When you out there, you out there. You know what? I forgot to eat the prayer. I forgot to eat the prayer. The only thing I know about the prayer was in the name of Allah, the beneficent, the mercy. That's all I knew. I forgot the whole thing. The whole prayer. Can't serve two gods, brothers and sisters. You're going to make your mind up. Because that's hell. Allah bless me to get back. Pray be to Allah. Thank you. You saw something. You saw something. You may not have other people there, but I think as long as he sees something. Because I don't want you to fall in that, put yourself in that predicament. Allah is the merciful God. He's a true and living God. And he forgives us. If we want to be sincere, if we be sincere, he forgives us. But your heart got to be, you can't have nothing in there. You can't have nothing up here. It's got to be a clean slate. You can't hold on to a little something here. I do this, but no. You got to get it out. Like when we go say our prayers, you might sometime have a little something back there. You have to stop. Wait, hold. I got to go back again. I can't. I'm not focused. I'm not being truthful. And yourself will tell you that. See, a lot of time, I used to be like that, man. Couldn't stand the truth. Especially about me. Couldn't handle it. Couldn't handle it. I make up all kind of things up, and we ain't talking about other things, I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about what he or she did, I'm talking about you. You know what you supposed, you know how it go. We're not talking about them, we're talking about you. Yes, you now, don't tell me about Joe Blow. You. These are the kind of things, I won't put it off on nobody else. It's hard sometimes. It's hard. But see, Allah is merciful. I found out there's always some good in everything. You can take good out of everything. There's some good if you look at it. So you don't poison ourselves and just looking at the whole picture bad, just the whole thing just rough. Look at me go into depth. Look at it. Look, it's going to help somebody. Whether it might condemn me or condemn you, it's going to help somebody else. That's how that goes. That's how truth is. It might condemn them out of me or you, but somebody looking, it's going to help them if they take heed. So it's always something you can get out, especially in Islam. Especially in Islam. It means peace. It means peace. And that's what we came into here for. The messenger promised peace, money, good home, peace of mind and contentment, friendships in all walks of life. That's what it is. But back in the day, we had a brotherhood. We got a brotherhood now. But it wasn't like the one we had before. More of them. More brothers. More brothers and sisters you have, the better you can do. What you can do. But we try to do the best we can with what we have. And what Allah blesses us with. It might be a whole lot of, please Allah, coming. Oh, they coming. They coming. But we know, all of America, look at this weather. In April, snow, ice. We still have winter coats. We still wearing winter coats. And it's all over. We're supposed to have springtime and trees blossoming and blooming and everything, flowers, snow and rain, hail. So who in charge of this? The messenger says somebody's behind this. This is just not happening. Allah controls all of it. Rain, hail, snow, earthquakes, he controls all of it. See, the thing is, when we're dealing with truth will condemn you and me if we're not in accord. So we get angry and irritated when we out of orbit. We stay angry all the time, be mad all the time. See? And you know what? There's some people, when you want to try to do good, they just don't want to do good. I don't care what you do or what you say, they just want to stay mad. Any little thing just to stay mad. They don't want to submit that to try to get out of the thing. Just be mad. That's bad, man. That's bad. Because Allah is the judge. He's the best knower. And if I misuse you or mistreat you, I'm going to get paid. I'm going to get a payday for that. I'm not going to deliberately misuse you. No. Because I'm going to have to give it account of it. Why? Because I believe in Allah's presence. Yeah. The messenger said, try and be like him. Try and think like him. Try to say, oh, Allah is in my presence. Keep in mind that Allah is in your presence. And see what a difference that it'll make. Because you conscious that he's in your presence. And so when we conscious and have the greatest remembrance of Allah, he's in our presence, we have to stop not to do so many things that we might normally do. Because why? We know Allah is in our presence. That's a deterrent. And it is. Oh, but I'm going to do what I want to do, you know. No, you had fire. Because see, remember, Allah sees. He sees. Praise God, he sees. I'm just a warning. The messenger says it's a warning. We got to understand and realize the power of Allah. And to realize that he's true. He's a true living God. And he's a just God. We have to understand that he sees all of us. He sees and knows our very thoughts. And if we have devious plans in our hearts and our minds against our brothers and sisters, we should try to clean that up. Because he know it. He know it. That's the one that you and me going to have to give an account of. Master Farad Muhammad. He's a just God. He knows. If I misuse you or you misuse me, he's going to get you. He's going to get you. Truth is truth. So we have to understand these things. The message say the best follower is the one who fear Allah. That's the best one who fear Allah. Because the one who fear Allah, he or she not going to do too wrong too quick. I'm not saying you going to do some wrong. Or you ain't perfect. Yeah, I ain't perfect either. You going to do something wrong. Because we ain't got there yet. But you going to think a little better than you normally jump. normally leap. You know, like that frog, he don't think, he just leap. Snake, sitting right there, he just leap right on in his mouth. He's so big to leap and hopping. He ain't looking around, he just hopping. See? So, we should be thankful to Almighty God, Allah, that He given us a chance. He blessed you and I with understanding. We should thank Him and be appreciative. Oh, you know, just ungrateful. See? We so ungrateful, we don't even say prayers sometimes. Don't even say all the prayers we're supposed to say. No excuse for it. 9 out of 10, that's part of the problem. You don't need no guidance. No, we don't need guidance. I say my prayer. You don't even say your prayer. Some of us, probably. That's you and Allah. I'm just saying. If you're not, you should. Because it's binding on you and I too. Say our prayers. It's not something, oh, you got a choice. No, you ain't got no choice. You do it. You're supposed to do it. He gave you that do it. Ain't no reason, no excuse for you not doing it. It's no reason, no excuse for me not saying my 5 prayers. No excuse. I don't care if I'm working at Diddy Wall Diddy, you can make them up. Make them up. He give us the, we don't have out. He give us all of that. That's the mercy of Him. Oh, I can't say my afternoon prayer. I work afternoons. I be on my job for my prayer come. When you get home, make it up. Get out of the TV and make it up. Get off the computer and make it up. We can make it up. Now that might sound harsh. That's how it is. Allah demands strict obedience to His law. That's how it goes. If you and I want to be successful, and be good Muslims, strong Muslims, and to propagate this truth, we have to obey. 5 prayers. Now ask yourself. I'm not telling you. You ask yourself. Did you say them this morning? Did I get up this morning and say my morning prayer? Now who wrong? Am I wrong for asking that? Do that irritate? Am I wrong for asking that? They asked that all the time back in the day. They constantly said prayer. Pray, brother, prayer. See? Did we say them? Well, if we didn't say them, what's your excuse? Why not? Laid there. You either just laid there. I've been there. Just laid there. Didn't get up. Oh, I'll catch it later. It ain't time yet. I'll catch it later. Then you miss the whole time. You missed the whole thing. You ain't said nothing. I've been there. Yeah. You take it. Yeah. I've been there. Yeah. I learned. That's what you say. You get up through the night, you say one, you get up, say it. I learned. Every time you say your prayer, that's a blessing. That's Allah rewards you. And when you get up and before you say it, and you get up before prayer time and you say a prayer, that's an extra blessing. He might have something great for you. Don't go around and speak, sir. She want that? No, I do. I want it. Yeah, I've been there. See, you learn. Hard head. Make soft. You learn. If you want to learn. So start getting up. Kick that old, see, lazy. Lazy. Don't even say our prayers. That's all that God asks you and I to do. Say your 5 prayers. What the message say? Brothers, please say your 5 prayers. Say your 5. That's all that God asks us to do. It's not 5 times. 3 minutes. We can't take 3 minutes out to say our prayer to our Maker, our own, the Maker. We can't take time out to say our prayer. No, we too busy doing other things. See, we get like that, and then we get so stubborn and so rebellious, you just automatically just don't do it. It becomes a part of yourself and a part of myself. Prayer is a refreshment. Prayer is a good deed. Prayer is rewarding. Prayer is submission. Prayer is you making communication with your God. That's what prayer is. praise you to Allah. It ain't about, oh, I got to get up. No, that's your way of understanding. You don't have to say them. Don't say them. And see how you going to be looking and see how you going to be thinking and how you going to be acting. And you're going to wonder why. Prayer. And when we say our prayers, we get up and then we put it in action. We put it in action. See? First thing to do, you see a brother, trouble, sister. You saying your prayers? That's the first thing. 9 out of 10, that's the problem. 9 out of 10, but they ain't saying their prayers. That's why they're acting like they acting. Because prayer, it brings you closer to Allah. Allah guides you on the right path. This is what we ask him. Please, not just guide me on the right path. Please guide me on the right path. Because he don't have to. See? And if you say it just to be said, he know you don't mean it. Please guide me on the right path. You going through the motions. He know that. When you say please guide me on the right path. Yeah, please. Oh, this here. You're the only one that get the power to do this. Yeah, I'm kind of short-headed here. I need your help. I can't, or you can, no. What the message say? God said, you don't need me now. No, yes I do. He just said, all right, you go ahead on. You can go ahead on. I'll call you when I need you. Oh, you didn't say that. You said, no, I need you. We all do it. So when we get to the point where we put prayer on the back burner, our troubles are beginning. Prayer is very important. It's very important for the brotherhood. It's very important for the sisterhood. It's very important for our whole nation here. Prayer. But because prayer humbles us, it makes us to respect each other. It makes us acceptable to truth. We iron out our differences. But we have a leader and teacher that gave us the law and the rules and the regulations that we must abide by. And as long as we do that, say our prayers. Prayers for you. That's who it's for. It's for the betterment of yourself and the betterment of myself. That's what prayer for. It makes us better. It keeps us away from indecency and evil. Remembrance of Allah is the greatest force. Whatever thing. He's the only one that can help us. He's the only one that can forgive us our sins. Why not go to him? We will go to him if we don't be so proud. Iblis was proud. See? We have to admit our faults. And if we don't admit our faults, I don't care what it is. We got to admit it. We go to the God, we have to ask him. We say, forgive us our faults. You know? But we so strong, we don't need, I can handle it. Oh, you can't. I'm telling you. Telling you. 10 long years, a hard head, 10 long ones. I call it natural hell. And I'm telling you, any brother or sister, you better stay, or wherever you are, keep Islam. That's the only thing gonna make it today. If you don't have Islam under the guidance and leadership of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad's teaching, you're gonna fall by the wayside. It's just that simple. Because that's the umbrella that you under, that we under. That umbrella protects you against the rain, right? This umbrella of Islam protects us against evil and decency, trouble, hell. The umbrella of Islam that helps you and I. So we have to be the first step, in my conclusion, first step. Look what the message said. But the Holy Quran said this. Belief is thus not mere confession of the truth, but the upholding of it under trials. Under trials, will we still uphold the truth? Huh? Will we still uphold the truth under trials? Because there's an old saying a brother told me once. You can do anything you want to do in front of the people. I'm the man looking through the glass. You can say whatever you want to say, or I can say whatever I want to say, do what I want to do. You do whatever you want to say, do whatever you want to do. I'm the man looking through the glass. You can't fool me. They don't know. I know. You understand what I'm saying? This is the thing. Okay, now we flip that. You can do anything you want to do. I can do anything I want to do, say anything I want to say, present anything I want to say. Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, is the man looking through the glass. That's right. You know, he is the one, is the final judge. You might convince somebody else, but you can't convince him, because he know it. He know what you done, he know what I done, he know what we all did. So we can flip it on any kind of side that we want to side. Allah knows. He knows. That's who we all going to have to give an account of. The God. And he's a just God. He got the scale. He knows what's happening. He knows all about it. He knows everything. Master Farad Muhammad. So we're going to have to be clean-minded. Be truthful. A lot of us have to accept the truth for what it is. Truth is truth. I thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Praise be to Allah. Do you ever get a copy?
Brother, sister, rise for prayer. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the beneficent, the merciful. So, Master's day of judgment in which we now live, the alone do we serve, and the alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, guide us on the right path, path of those upon whom thou spill thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say he, Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none is ever to be served, worship, or praised beside Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is our true servant and last apostle. Ameen. Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us not to do anything to anyone that we wouldn't have done it to ourselves, and treat everybody right, even the devil. Assalamu alaikum.